Ryan Seacrest has inked a monster contract as the new host of Wheel of Fortune. The massive vote of confidence comes as the iconic game show looks to spin into the streaming TV space in the coming years. Ryan, 49, replaced Pat Sajak, 77, following the legendary host's retirement after 8,000 episodes in 4 decades. The American Idol fixture will join Vanna White, 67, as WAF's new puzzle-presenting pair starting in precisely a week. With his hosting debut fast approaching, new details about Ryan's contract have emerged, mainly that Sony is thinking big picture. Ryan is signed to host through the early 2030s, the New York Times confirmed on Monday. That means Ryan will host the show for at least 6 years, and the staggering revelation means he's far from just a fill-in. No better person. The chairman of Sony said that one reason he signed Mr. Seacrest through the early 2030s was to help the show transition to the streaming world, the outlet wrote. Wheel of Fortune has almost no presence on streaming services today, they continued. However, Sony executives hope that changes, partly why Ryan will be the long-term new host. We want to have the continuity of the host, someone who is well known, and who will travel with the show through that transition, Sony chairman Tony Vinciquerra told The Times. I can't think of a better person to do that with than Ryan. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy! Are famously only available on cable, which has made it challenging to attract younger fans. The sister shows, both owned by Sony, recently shared that a streaming announcement is in the works, though further details are unknown. But it seems likely that the shows are negotiating a deal to go to a streaming platform for the first time in history. What's the pay JAK? Ryan's annual salary is currently undisclosed under the new 6-plus-year contract. However, looking at what Pat made as the host could give fans a good idea of the numbers. Pat reportedly earned $15 million per season of Wheel of Fortune. Vanna was making $3 million a year while co-hosting with Pat, which reportedly remained the same for 18 years. Under her own new contract, Vanna is signed on to host until 2026 or for at least the first 2 seasons that Ryan will take the reins. The iconic letter-turner reportedly fought hard to get a significant pay increase under her new contract. While her new salary is also undisclosed, it would now appear that Ryan has a more extended contract with the show than she does. Ryan may likely also have a longer contract than Jeopardy! Host Ken Jennings, who the U.S. Sun earlier reported doesn't have a long-term contract. His own spin. Ryan is well into taping season 42 of WAF, his first as the new host alongside TV royalty Vanna. The New York Times also shared that, unlike Pat, Ryan doesn't use cue cards. Instead, he memorizes every contestant's info when introducing them. He has already brought a new energy to the set, the outlet wrote. He can break into a salsa dance. He moves easily around the stage. And he does not require index cards, one of Mr. Sajak's hallmarks, when he introduces each new contestant. During his 40-plus years as host, Pat famously carried a stack of index cards for the show's interview segment. Before getting into the game, Pat relied on the cue cards to learn about the contestants and their personal lives. Not the center of attention. The American Idol host also told the outlet how he's approaching the new gig and what his many ongoing jobs have in common. Honestly, if there's a through line to all of the things that I do, I'm really not the center of attention, he said. At American Idol, it's about the contestant. On the radio, we're playing songs. With New Year's Eve, it's the ball. On Wheel, it's the game. There's also an actual rule book, one that Ryan studied to prepare. I studied episodes of Pat and Vanna. I read the rule book, I made flashcards of the rules, he also shared. He also said he appreciates the tradition of walking out and being called the star of the show alongside Vanna. It's such an old school thing, Ryan said. No one says that anymore. Those classic, vintage, old school things about this show are what make this show. NYT also noted other changes at the iconic game show, and the few things that remain the same. Last week, fans saw the show's new set, which has received a sweeping makeover and has an ultra-modern look. That said, the centerpiece wheel is the same and has been used for over 20 years. There is no other wheel, said Suzanne Preet, the head of game shows at Sony. The season 42 premiere of Wheel of Fortune is Monday, September 9th, at 7 p.m. Eastern. Ryan Seacrest's highly anticipated debut as the new host of Wheel of Fortune has sparked curiosity, and now, details of his contract have surfaced, revealing Sony's strategic vision for the show's future. Seacrest, known for his dynamic presence and versatility, signed a multi-year deal that goes beyond traditional hosting duties. Sony executives are banking on Seacrest's widespread appeal to facilitate the show's transition into the streaming era, aiming to capture a younger, digital-first audience. The contract reportedly includes clauses that align Seacrest's role with Sony's broader streaming ambitions. While the iconic game show will continue to air on network television, there's a concerted effort to expand its reach through on-demand platforms. Seacrest is expected to play a crucial part in this shift, engaging audiences not just during the show's original broadcast but also through streaming platforms, where his influence can attract viewers who prefer the flexibility of online content. Sources close to the deal suggest that Seacrest's involvement isn't limited to hosting. He's poised to contribute creatively, helping to develop new segments and interactive features designed for digital platforms. This could include exclusive content, behind-the-scenes footage, or even live-streamed events that allow fans to interact with the show in real time, offering a more immersive experience than ever before. Sony's move to bring Seacrest on board is seen as a bold step towards modernizing Wheel of Fortune without losing its classic charm. As the landscape of television continues to evolve, Seacrest's contract reflects a forward-thinking approach that seeks to ensure the game show's relevance and success in the streaming age.